Hey, this is Sasha and welcome to another episode on Backstage Income. Today we're going to go in and take a look at how I go about writing my ebooks when you have kids, or in other words, when you have lag time. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at how you fill that lag time and be more productive and write more ebooks. So let's take a look and let's get started. So I want to share with you really the big process of doing this. You kind of need a smartphone. So here's a cell phone that I have. I use the Google Pixel. If you use this Apple, no harm there. But really anything with voice to text or speech to text should do you just fine. And what you're trying to do is fill up the lag time, whether you're getting an oil change, standing at the line at the grocery store, whatever that you're doing. If you're playing with your kids or your kids are playing and you're at the playground and you're just kind of waiting for them to finish playing, you know, I might write half a chapter, I might write kind of a few paragraphs, but it all comes down to speaking it. And then after I speak it, anyways, I need to go through, proofread it, edit it, copy, scape it, all the good stuff that you need to do when you're writing and finishing an ebook. Now, the great thing about writing the first draft is you can do it by voice. After you got whatever's in your head on paper, or in this case, a digital device, after that, you can do all the other processes. So initially, it may be really, really bad because the way that you speak is not the way that you should be writing, and people like things very crisp when it's written. But as you're speaking, at least you're just getting your ideas down, and later you can tweak them and fine tune them. So it's very rough. The way that I do this is I use a Synology note station, which is basically from the server that we use. And if you want to check out the server that I have, check the Backstage Income resources or the description in this video, and then you can get linked up. But then this basically has my Synology note station, so it connects to my own server. In other words, you could do this in email, you could do this on a note-taking app, wherever you can do voice to text, just put it in there and later move it over. So if I'm writing a list book, initially what I'll do is I'll go ahead and write out all the kind of top 25. Let's say in this case, I'm working on top 25 mindsets of the super rich, which is pretty much all done. You know, you have your list of issue number 1 or reason number 2, reason number 3. So if I go ahead and set that up, once I'm ready to go, I can even speak those, by the way. Once I'm ready to go, I can go ahead and now, once I'm ready to speak and actually write the content, when I have 2-3 minutes, or when my kid's playing on the playground, I might just go ahead, open up the Note app right here, and I'll slowly just start speaking. So right now, there's not much written there, but then if you say, hey, using money costs you money, period. Anytime you do a transaction, or you go ahead and purchase anything, there's always fees associated. Even if you just go about buying something and then reselling it a little bit later, there's always slippage costs. There are costs to reselling the item, or maybe eBay or PayPal fees, period. So boom, I've written right there, still recording me, I've written right there almost a paragraph, and you can see it very quickly. If you just hit the mic button, you're good to go, and it starts writing for you. And that's how I've written a handful of books now, especially if you got kids and you want to knock out a few books, you want to do some writing, but you don't find the time. You can do this periodically, a couple minutes at a time, and slowly with time, you go ahead and, you know, build out your little book. Or if you're writing a longer book, same thing. Once you have the initial concepts and ideas down, later on, you'll fine tune it. And it's a lot better to fine tune it, edit it, actually on screen, I find. But initially, just to write things down, the phone works just fine. And that's how I'm able to get things done. And I hope this tip and some insights gives you some awareness to being more productive on the lag time that you have, from getting your oil changes to waiting at the dentist to just going out and, you know, being at the grocery store, waiting in line, or with your kids as they're playing on a playground or riding their bike, but you still want to keep an eye on them. It allows you to still get further along. I know that people have jobs, you have some time here and there. Just try and fill that lag time. If you're trying to get out of your job right now, fill it up with some space to get your ebook done, to go ahead and accelerate and grow your business. All right, so thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed this tip. If you want to stay subscribed to me on my newsletter list, where other great things are released, videos, tips, tutorials, PDFs, all that good stuff, hit the button right on here, or go to backstageincome.com, enter your name and email address, and you'll be added to our newsletter list. Otherwise, just subscribe on YouTube so that way you don't miss a beat. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.